freedom, freedom over fame, freedom over cycle stays the same.
Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives, and I'm your host, Bruce Anthony. Thank you for listening and watching wherever you get your podcasts and video podcasts. Subscribe, share, like, comment, and rate us. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at unsolicited_perspectives. You can find us on Twitter and TikTok at unsolicited_PER. Watch us live. Now, watch us live every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Twitch and YouTube. Our audience continues to grow with each and every episode, and I humbly thank you.
On today's episode, it's the Sibling Happy Hour with my sis. We're going to be talking about weed. We're going to be talking about a therapist fed up and just other shenanigans. But first things first. What up, sis?
How you doing, brother?
Man, I can't call it. I really can't call it. That's what black folks say. I can't call it.
Can't complain, so I won't. How's your mama doing?
You would probably know better than I would because you talk to her more than I do.
Oh, she's doing well.
Okay. I'm going to see Dad this weekend.
Oh, what y'all gonna get into?
I'm going to the house to go watch some of the games with him.
And play games, because his basement is Dave and Buster's.
Look, first of all, look. The first time my two boys, I'm not going to throw their names out there, but they know who they are. The first time my two boys went to my dad's house, for those people that don't know, my dad went and got it's a mini mansion, but a mansion. I don't really know how else to describe it. It's 10,000 square feet.
I describe it as stupid.
It's 10,000 square feet. He said, yeah, I was going to get the elevator, but decided against it. And I was like, with your old ass, you probably needed the elevator.
Yeah.
But what he did was in the basement, is 3 times, maybe 4 times bigger than my apartment, right? The basement is crazy. He has a playroom in there.
Yeah.
So he's got like Pop Shot. He's got a pool table. He's got a ping pong table. He's got Pac-Man down there.
There's definitely some unresolved childhood trauma. I don't know. Maybe grandma and grandpa didn't let him go to the arcade enough.
Well, there were no arcades when he was a kid.
That's it then.
Yeah, there were no arcades when he was a kid. Arcades didn't come around until right before he met mom, like high school, college, like it was 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
He's got a full bar. And when I say a full bar, you could put bar stools around there. It's like 10 bar stools. There are bar stools. He's got like 10 seats that go around the bar. The bar is large. Like, I could straight up have, look, if I grew up in this house, it was going to be many a parties being thrown down there.
We did not grow up in this. I would like to just be clear. This is new.
Real new. We did not grow up in this house. we were sharing a room till I was 12.
And he's doing real well. I'm proud of him. He's doing great, and that's really the house of his dreams, and that's pretty dope.
But the main thing is, not only does he have a music room, like a bona fide music room, because my dad is a musician. Our father is a musician.
Yes.
He's got a theater. And when I say a theater, it's not in the old house he had a media room, which is a big screen TV and a couple of theater seats.
Yeah.
This is a full-length theater. Full-fledged and full-length theater that has, I guess it could fit 16 people because there's 12 because there's 4 seats and 3 rows.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're reclining theater seats, like better than the theater seats when I go to the theater right down the street. And the theater right down the street is assigned seating, lean back seats, the whole 9.
Let's not say where he lives because we're aiming for him to get robbed.
But the thing is, they didn't got nothing up in there to get robbed though. It's not like you can't get a lick up in there because you can't steal. You can't really steal furniture. This ain't
steal lighting fixtures.
right. Like you can't. Like he ain't got no safe with cash in it. All his cash is
No.
literally in the bank. He don't deal with cash.
Right.
You know, it's like he ain't got no valuables. He ain't got no gold chains or diamond rings. It's nothing. This ain't Baby
No.
from the Cash Money Records.
Why did we start telling this? Oh, because you're going to go see Dad.
Because I'm going to go see him, and I haven't been there to see him since I broke his theater.
Projector.
Yeah, I broke his.
Yeah,
I didn't break his projector. I was
You
just
did.
dead set. I was dead set on watching Man of Steel because we was watching some Tom Cruise movie, and I was like, I don't want to see no Tom Cruise.
Jack Reacher, and we were all having a good time.
But I was like, I want to see what Superman looks like on the big screen.
You were one of 4 voices, and we did not. We were fine watching Jack. We were literally in the middle of Jack Reacher, but your ADD was acting up.
Yeah,
and you were ready to move on.
It was too dark, and I was ready to watch something else.
Yeah, none of us were though. And then you ended up breaking it, and nobody could watch anything.
Well, I didn't break it. It wasn't fully set up yet. But the projection screen, it's a real projection screen, HD, all that good stuff, 4K, all that good stuff. And the projection is the size of a wall.
Yes.
So it's like, I'm 6'4". It's taller than me. I want to say it's like 10 by 15.
I have
10 feet tall, 15 feet wide. It's something like that. Whatever measurements for a screen that big is, that's what it is.
My largest TV is 55 inches. It's all above my pay grade. And like I said, it's ignorant. It's the size, the magnitude, but to each his own.
Yeah, no, I mean, he came up like 7-Up, and he said he needed for a tax write-off. Look, I don't know what it's like to have money that long.
I feel you. Again, we're not gonna give out no details because
nobody know where he lives.
Yeah,
I don't know. We didn't get it.
Who knows where he lives?
I technically don't have the address. I'm gonna have to text him again to get the address to take the Uber up there. No, I don't.
That's sad. I save everything in my phone. That's how I never forget anybody's birthday. I know where everybody lives.
Oh, I mean,
because I'm not going to remember.
It might be in the phone.
Which is a great segue, I think, into our first topic. So I do not remember people's phone numbers, addresses, dates of birth. I don't remember none of it.
And why is that?
Because I get high. Yeah, because I get high. Also, no. I just have a bad memory.
Yes, you do.
I mean, yes, I do, but I also I have a bad memory. I've never had a good memory. I've never been, even before that.
And you get high.
And I get high. It's gotten worse. My memory has gotten worse.
Yeah.
But if that's the only side effect, then I really don't care. Because, I mean, if it's worth remembering, I'll write it down.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about weed.
Yeah, let's talk about it. It's my favorite subject.
There's a lot of people that are blood related to us. We're not going to name no names out there that are blood related to us that partake in the THC.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people in my personal life.
Yeah.
Friends, extended friends, and I'm not throwing anybody under the bus here. Friends and extended friends who partake in the THC.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't in a while because I stopped for a long period of time. I stopped for a good 8-9 months and then tried to jump back into it. And I was like, oh man, this is like throwing me all off. Like I had no control over, like I was just like, it shut down my day. Like I had to do it like before I go to bed because I can't do nothing.
Are you smoking indica?
I don't even know what that is. I'm just smoking. One, I was doing edibles.
Okay.
And I was doing my vape pen.
Yeah. Well, if you find that it's like slowing you down or like just slowing stuff down, you're probably smoking or eating a strain of indica. You might want to switch to sativa, which will bring you up a little bit.
Isn't that the sugar?
No, that's stevia.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking.
What? Sorry, it made my brain melt a little bit.
Why to make your brain melt?
Because it was stevia, and I think you know that, but I'm concerned that you don't.
All right, I'm a pull back the curtain a little bit for y'all out there. I am not this bad at mixing up words. It is a long time running joke in the family that I'm the dumb one out of the three, and so I lean
Which is
into that.
incorrect, by the way.
Well, we all have different forms of intelligence. We're
Yes.
all really intelligent in our own way. I was talking to somebody about that, just a detour for a quick second. I was talking to somebody about that the other day, how there was a person that wanted to have a conversation with me,
Mhm.
and when they wanted to talk about woke, and I shut them down. I was
Yeah.
like, we could talk about a lot of things. We could talk about sports. We could talk about relationships.
Mhm.
We could talk about the weather. You know what I'm saying? We could talk
Right.
about a lot of things. What we are not going to do is talk about politics. We're just not going to do it. And I shut it down. When I talked to the other person that I was telling this story to, I said, the reason why I don't want to talk to this person
Mhm.
is because they don't know their facts.
Right.
Like, they're just not well read.
Mhm.
In the words of my man from Step Brothers, they're not learned.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right? So, I just didn't wanna have that. I didn't feel like they were, and so the person I was telling this to said, "I know what you're thinking. You could just go ahead and say it." I was like, "I'm not gonna say it." He's like, I'll say it. They just not as smart as you, and you don't feel like talking to their dumb ass." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't feel like I'm better than them, but I'm definitely smarter than they are. And I don't feel like being
Yeah.
dumbed down in this. I don't feel like being dragged into this dumb conversation. You're not gonna
Yeah. And I'm not going to, in bad faith, engage in this conversation, knowing what I'm going to do is run circles around you. And then you're feeling some type of way. Now insecurity has stepped in. And then what happens? They get defensive. Okay. They start to get argumentative. Everybody's getting loud. And now I'm going to get my lick back. So now I'm getting loud. And now we arguing about something and we didn't need to argue.
no,
No,
right.
right.
But
But
I'm not gonna
I'm
do
gonna do
any of that.
any of that. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna go back and forth
No.
because I'm gonna make my point and I'm gonna listen to what you had to say. And I can't hide how I feel. My face will tell you how I
Mhm.
feel. And if you say something dumb, my face scrunches up. It's the reason why I'm starting to get little wrinkles right
I
above
have
my
the same one.
yeah,
I have the
like
same one.
right above your nose, right between the eyebrows, like right
Yeah.
above your
That's
eyebrows. I
me.
get a little like the hell you just say? And hell is not the word that I'm using, but this is, this is a normal hour.
Yeah.
We got parents that got kids that listen to this in the car. I
Yeah.
found out.
I call
So
it the hell crease. That's what I
right,
call it.
the
Because
hell crease.
usually I'm saying the hell,
But
and that's
hell is
how I get.
replaced by a different word for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you're right. Yeah, that is,
yeah.
and so I was just like, I'm not going to engage in this conversation.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do it. And I don't think I'm better, but I'm smarter. And if you were, but that's okay, right? Like, I can talk to
I
somebody
think
who's
that's
not,
fair.
yeah, that's not as smart as me if they're willing to learn. Because I'm going to give you information. I'm going to come back with facts and statistics to
Yeah.
back up my argument. Don't just don't just say, "Well, I don't believe that." When I'm like, "Well, wait a minute, hold on. I got this newspaper article right here. I got this book
Yeah.
here. I got this person that quoted here. Where are your facts coming from?" "Well, this is
They.
just what I heard."
Them.
They said, them, and I was like, "Oh, okay. All right. I can't have a conversation with you."
Mm-mm.
We detoured. We was talking about weed, but
Neither here
that
nor there.
happened that happened recently. That happened recently within the last
Yeah.
couple of weeks. And it I was the person I was telling it with was like, "It's okay. It's all right. You don't feel like you're better than them. You're just smarter than them." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, there's no debate. I'm
Yeah.
definitely smarter than them."
Yeah, I believe that there are certain types of knowledge that other people are more proficient in than others, but it doesn't necessarily mean on the whole I'm smarter than you, or just like on this particular topic I know more than you. You
On, on the whole, I'm smarter than this person. I
Oh,
mean, no, no,
well, then that's
no,
hey.
from top to bottom,
Yeah,
like I always say, I believe that's where we were going because we were talking about how I'm the dumbest out of the three of us. I always believe that I'm smarter than most, but not as smart as some.
yeah,
I believe I have above average intelligence. It's been tested. I have above average intelligence, but I'm not in Mensa, right? So,
right.
so I know,
But I'm not in Mensa, A, because maybe I wouldn't do so well on the test because I
right?
smoke a lot of weed, but also B, I'm too lazy to take the test.
Hmm.
And I think it costs money. And I'm like, I don't need to pay money to feel good about myself and my own intelligence.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes I'm pretty dumb and I say dumb things and I do dumb things. But again, I attributed that to cannabis.
the real IQ tests cost a little bit of bread.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
wanna do that.
no,
I don't care. I'll take, just do some crossword puzzles or something, it's fine.
but
I'm not gonna go that far.
the original point is sometimes I say things that I know are purposely wrong when I'm talking
Yeah.
with my sister, just to kind of get a rise out of her because it actually annoys her.
Yeah, because I don't sometimes I know you're most of the time I know you're joking, but sometimes I'm like, "Is he?"
Well, because sometimes I can't hold. I know I'm saying something, and I can't hold that little sly grin that comes across my face.
And then I'm like, "Okay, you're being an ass. Got it."
But sometimes I can hold the face, and that's when it's confusing as hell to you. Like, is he serious or is he messing with me? I don't
Yeah.
know. But so all of us smoke. We have people in our family that do cannabis.
Yeah.
I believe. I believe is the toss up between you and another person who will remain nameless
Mhm.
that do the most.
I
And so
don't do that much.
this was a conversation that we was having on the phone, and we said we needed to save it for the podcast
Yeah,
because that you asked, well, how much is that much?
right. What is your definition of somebody doing the most?
So I'll compare it to my drinking.
Okay.
Compared to other people, when I explain to people that I can drink half of a 750 milliliter bottle in a night, they say, wow, I can barely do that in a week. That's a lot of drinking. And
Yeah.
I say, that's like 3 or 4 drinks. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. So to me, that's not a lot of drinking. But to normal people, that is a lot of drinking. And I will say that I drink every day unless I'm sick or have COVID. There was only times in the last no, there was a month stretch where I had to prove to myself that I didn't have a drinking problem. And I was just like, I'm not gonna touch alcohol for a month. And I didn't. And I was like, okay, I don't have a drinking problem. But so if you get high
Yeah.
every day,
I
then
don't do it every day.
you don't.
Well, I don't do it every day. No.
You said,
And then
well, what does that mean? Well,
well, because the amount that I do to relax, I'll do about 500 milligrams.
I think that would get me really high.
Yeah. But that's not always conducive to like working a full-time job.
And I would think that
Like
it wouldn't be.
getting up the next day is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Because you might still have a little left over in your system, you wake up high. So typically during the week, I don't, unless I have a hard day. Now the weekend is fair game.
Wait a minute. No. I've talked to you on weekday nights and you've been
Yeah, I
high.
had a hard day. I had a hard day. What part of did you hear the caveat? There was a caveat in there of I had a hard day.
Well, on average, how many hard days do you have in a week?
Sometimes, I don't know,
Sometimes, I don't know.
2, 3. I mean, what do you want me to say? I don't know.
500 milligrams. That's the
There
gummies I
there are
get.
people who do much, much more than that.
I believe it. The
Yeah,
gummies that I get, I think are 10 milligrams, and a
that
couple of those, and I'm good to
yeah,
go.
no.
I think the whole bag is 100 milligrams. Yeah, the whole bag is 100 milligrams, and there's 10 gummies in there.
Yeah, 10 milligrams is not going to do anything.
So back to my
I
original.
just ate a regular gummy. Is that if it's 10 milligrams, I just had a pack of just normal gummies you get from the grocery store. That's
You just had a regular gummy bear?
And I go about my day like nothing had ever happened. No.
That's hilarious.
But I do, like I said, I do it for stress management, anxiety. I do it for pain. I got a bad back. Sometimes my back, by the end of the day, just being seated is locked up so much. I take some, naproxen or something that doesn't touch it. I get high. Guess what? That bad boy loosens up.
You take that naproxen sodium?
Yeah, you know how to take a little bit of leave.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't touch it enough, you got some oils,
right?
Edibles, tinctures, infusions, smokables.
What the doctor said, you need a bacchiotomy?
Smokables. You got all kind of stuff you could use.
Right.
Foods, all kind of things you can use to help you out. It's holistic.
Okay.
And actually, very recently on the 7th of March, Oklahoma had a vote. Now, Oklahoma has medical marijuana, but they just had on the ballot state question 820 to give full legalization for recreational use for people over the age of 21, and they voted it down, which I thought was really interesting. So far, 21 states in DC also have recreational use. 37 states total, I think, have medical use. But they shot it down, which I find curious because there's such an incentive, I think, for communities, for states to legalize recreational marijuana. Like, not just the tax revenue that goes to social programs and services, schools, things like that, but it creates jobs. They, in New York Times, they said estimated 63,000 jobs will be created across New York by 2025 due to the prevalence in mostly in stores, in retail and hospitality. I mean, is not only that, legalization, usually part of it when you get full legalization is expunging criminal records for certain criminal marijuana offenses. So the fact that like it got shot down, I find is very interesting. People were concerned. I mean, across Oklahoma City alone, there are 400 dispensaries.
Jeez.
They have 7,000 to 8,000 growers, which is California only has a quarter of that in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And so
I bet I know where the push came from.
they feel like they already have a medical marijuana. They have a marijuana problem.
They think they have a problem. No,
Yeah.
I think that it was behind the people that are the growers and the people that are running dispensaries. If you legalize it recreationally, you're going to have more competition.
One guy they interviewed said it would have doubled his business. They were ready because of marijuana tourism, which is a
Right,
thing.
yeah.
That's a $17 billion industry.
I don't
People
understand.
traveling places so they can get high.
So I know, well, didn't they move the classification on the drug list? Because marijuana used to be rated in the first group along with heroin and cocaine and other narcotics.
Which is
Didn't
ridiculous.
didn't they downgrade it recently
I'm not
federally?
sure. I have to look that up. I know it's still not legal for recreational use at a federal level, and that's what some of the ops, in the Republican Party in these states are pushing. They ops, bro.
Here we go again, attacking Republicans and conservatives.
They ops.
I won't say Republicans. I'll say conservatives.
The conservative ops
Yeah, conservatives.
in these states are using that as justification for not allowing full legalization of marijuana. But
because they legalized marijuana recreationally in the state of Maryland, and that was under Larry Hogan.
But we all know Larry Hogan isn't the most conservative guy on the block.
But he's a Republican now.
Yeah, I feel like he's a Maryland Republican,
Mm. He's a
which is
Republican, like.
just a moderate liberal.
What is that? What is a moderate liberal?
Right. He's in the center of he's to the right of the center. think of let's think of a graph, right?
Okay, all right. I'm breaking it down for me.
Okay, let's say that x-axis goes all the way to 10.
Okay.
5 is the moderate in the middle. He's like
Okay.
a 3 or 4,
All
right?
right.
He's not all the way in the negatives like some Trumpian people,
Yeah.
but he's to the left of the center. I mean, the right of the center of the right, left, right. but of course, I live in
Georgia.
ass Georgia, and where you can get caught with an ounce and be out $1,000 and perhaps a year in jail or a year of community service. So,
Out of those 13 states that you said haven't even done it medically, how
mhm,
many of them are in the South?
most
How many of them also are in
the South
those?
and the Midwest.
Okay, when you say Midwest,
I'm talking about like
the
well,
Dakotas,
the Dakota, so
Idaho.
that's mountain. Is that
Yeah.
mountain?
Well,
Honestly, I don't know nothing about the United States.
what?
What? If it's west of the Mississippi, I have very little information on it.
I think I don't. I'm sure Illinois has medical marijuana. Wisconsin, I don't know. But you start to move a little bit west.
Mm,
Uh, you get into the Indianas,
yeah,
the Iowas, the Dakotas, the
that's
Idahos, the
east. Wait,
Montanas.
now, Iowa. I mean, wait, what? Indiana and Ohio are to the east. See, I'm not the only one that don't know the
Well,
United
no.
States.
Oh, yeah. Indiana is before Illinois if you're coming from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't be knowing. I don't know.
Exactly. The United States is huge. Like, it's 50 of them states. Like, we supposed to
Yes,
know
it's
all
50.
of them? 48 of them touch? Like, are you serious to me? Like, seriously? I just
Right.
met my first Black person from Nebraska the other day.
I mean, they
She was
got black people in
cool.
Nebraska.
Yeah, she was from Omaha. She was cool.
Omaha, they be banging in Omaha.
Omaha is popping, apparently.
Yeah. You remember that song from back in the day? Memphis. They just like Compton. Man, y'all,
No.
St. Louis. They trying to be like Compton, fool. People out there listening to it that's my age, they'll
Yeah.
understand. I think it's
I
a
don't think I
DJ
was
Quick song.
born.
I think it's a DJ Quick song.
I
I
don't
don't
think I was born.
know. You was born. It was in the 90s. It was in the 90s. All right, so basically, everybody, weed is cool sometimes.
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 And by sometimes, I, of course, mean all the time.
No. The time I had it, that our friend from California brought some
Well, we told
edibles.
you not to eat the entire.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
No,
Well,
he did not.
you can't trust people who smoke all the time. Because I had the wax capsule that I got from our aunt,
Mm.
and I nearly died.
Look, let me tell you something. My friend who was in my wedding party came out from California. Yes, I'm talking about you. You know who I'm talking about.
Mhm.
He brought these edibles. I was like, hey, man, how you getting on the plane?
We will never forget what happened. This was the most hilarious night.
Wasn't that hilarious?
Well,
So he had these goldfish. And so I had some the first night and I was like, oh yeah, I do feel this. This is kind of good. He's like, yeah, it's kind of good. I got these Jolly Ranchers too. I haven't tried them yet. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try that tomorrow. So we were supposed to go out to the strip club that night because he
mhm.
didn't get a chance to make it to my bachelor party. So I said, hey, we can go out to the strip club tonight, be all good.
Have a good time.
Have a good time. So that night, my fiance, later my wife, later my ex-wife, and and me and him are just kicking around, we just chilling to the day. We just hanging out, watching Psych, having a
Yeah.
good time. So I'm eating the goldfish. My ex is having some goldfish. It's all good. I said, man, let me grab one of them Jolly Ranchers. He said, here you go, homie. So I take the Jolly Rancher.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this ain't, after 30 minutes, I was like, I really don't feel anything. I think these Jolly Ranchers ain't really hitting. An hour later, I'm sitting on the couch rocking with my hands on my knees saying, oh, I feel it now. It feels different. Half hour after that, my head.
When I showed up, because I remember you just wouldn't sit down.
Well, because I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
I went to go lay down in the bed and I literally felt my soul leave my body and float up to the ceiling. I grabbed my soul, stuck it back into my body, went back into the living room and said, I'm not laying down. I'm going to die. I was like, what is in this? Heroin? That's what I kept saying all night long.
Yes.
What is in this? Heroin?
You went into the room and literally it was like you went in, spun around and came back. I don't even know if you actually laid down and just popped back up. And
I thought I laid down for a good 35, 40 minutes.
No, you went in the room, turned around and came back out. And then you were rocking and it was hilarious.
It wasn't hilarious. It was heroin in there.
It wasn't.
And so the next day, our friend is a smoker. Like he had weed pills. He was smoking. Like he's high. He's doing it all day long.
Yes.
The next day, because we didn't make it to the strip club that night. And he was like, that's cool. My money can stay in my pocket. I was like, if you cool with it, I'm cool with it. So the next day we was kicking it. And I was like, I'm not touching those Jolly Ranchers. He tried it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on the couch and I see him stand up behind me and he's like moving. And I look at him and I'm like, yo, are you playing soccer with no ball with my dog? He said, oh, yeah. Oh, these Jolly Ranchers is a lot stronger than I thought they were. He was playing soccer with no ball with my dog that was just sitting up looking at him.
You got to practice those moves. You got to practice those moves. You got to make sure they're tight. You got to make sure they're right.
No, he was getting into it. Like he was actually dribbling the ball with his foot, soccer dribbling. And I was like, no, homie, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
But what is your end note for the marijuana, for the cannabis?
Don't drive.
Oh, please God, don't do that.
Or maybe that's just me. Not because you'll be dangerous.
No, I think driving slow is dangerous.
You drive entirely too slow.
And it does slow your reactions. Your reaction time is definitely slower.
Hyper aware because I'm in the car. I'm thinking I'm going 90, 100 miles an hour. I look down. It says 28. And I am on the highway. And I feel like if I step on this gas, I will go back to the future. So yeah, just stay home or, take a Uber, take a Lyft, take some sort of, get a ride.
But there are benefits.
There are a lot of benefits.
Health and mental. Well, health is mental and emotional.
For your mental and for your physical health, there are benefits.
Emotional.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing a lot of these, cannabis theme vacation packages. And a lot of them are like wellness retreats.
Mm-hmm.
And using cannabis, like I said, like a holistic option for wellness. So, get your mind right and get high.
All right, sis, normally we would move on to a second segment, but the second segment I know is going to be a doozy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this episode into 2 parts.
Okay.
So this is going to be the end of part 1. And then the part 2, everybody will get either Tuesday or next Friday. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and end this episode. And you know how we always do it. Jay, what you going to say to the people before we go?
Thank you.
It gets
worse and worse.
It gets worse and worse.
It gets worse and worse. And you know what? You would think I would have said, but I feel like this is kind of the thing now.
You know what? It very well may be the thing now.
Yeah.
But for me, on that note, I'm a holler.
Thank you for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, and donate. Donations help us keep giving you this free content each and every week. Until next time, Audi 5000. Peace.
Freedom over fame.